there, my name is Amanda. I also go by Ketoginja. I've lost over 100 pounds eating a ketogenic diet, and my channel is filled with recipes and inspiration for you to follow your dreams. I mean that in as least a cheesy way as possible, but if you are on a weight loss journey or maybe you're just trying to get to know more about keto, check out and see if it's sustainable for you or if there is someone who is an actual person that makes recipes that are family friendly that had success. And that's me, because I needed to be able to feed my husband things that he was gonna love just as much as his old school meat and potatoes. So in a very drawn out nutshell, that's what we're doing here. I am a mama of two awesome little boys, Lincoln and Levi. They are almost 5 and 6 years old. They're both on the autism spectrum and they are the loves of my life. Our house has had a rough few days. I came down with a bit of a stomach bug last week. I won't get into the nitty gritties with you guys, but I was out of commission for a couple of days towards the end of the week last week. Then both of my kids got colds. Thank goodness it was not some kind of crazy viral illness. It really did just seem to be a little bit of a cold with a slight temp that lasted for 24 hours. No one else in the family is sick at this point. Temp only lasted 24 hours, so I think it was just a kind of freak thing, but nonetheless, the last few days have been crazy for us. That means I did not get any content done, but it does mean that I had some time to myself to kind of sit and reflect. When I say to myself, I mean with nowhere to go, with pajama days and kids crawling all over me, but my wheels were turning, and that's what brought me to today's topic, if you will. The topic today is cravings, and I'm not just talking about food cravings. I'm gonna touch on food cravings, but I mean just cravings and yearnings and things in your life that you are looking for comfort. I think a lot of us have a tendency to seek comfort in food. The word craving by itself, when you say it out loud, it probably does immediately make you think of food. But there are so many other emotions and things that we can crave in our life. And I think sometimes feeding those things with something rich is better than food. Sometimes. Sometimes you need the food too, I get that. Food cravings are natural. We all kind of understand them. For women, there's certain times of the month where we have certain cravings. And I think just as people in general, the foods that we crave are always for a sense of comfort. So sometimes I give in to my comfort cravings and I go off the rails, but most of the time, if I'm craving something very specific, I will just come up with a keto version of it. If I'm craving tacos, I'll make some kind of Mexican bowl. I'm only touching on food cravings because that is not the real reason that I am here. The biggest advice that I can give you with food cravings is to make something keto that mimics the flavors of the past food that you're missing. You got all that? The cravings that had my mind twirling this week are more about mental cravings, looking for certain emotions and certain feelings and certain joys. So I kind of wanted to touch on some of those with you guys and help you find some cures and some like a way to feed these mental cravings. The way that everything has been lately, I think a lot of the ways that we all kind of keep in touch and the ways that we fill our cup unrelated to our home life has been taken away from us for the most part. All of the things that we do for fun, that we make these plans with our families, maybe it's vacations, maybe it's a day trip, so much of that has been put on hold. It's forced us to have to be kind of introspective and think of other ways to fill the cup and fill that need. So that's what I want to talk about. So first, let's talk about socially. If you are missing going out with friends and having that kind of connection, this was something that I've been missing desperately. In this life, this last 4 and change months, whatever it's been, prior to that, my social interactions were constant. I work as a photographer, so most of my events are these big, huge weddings with hundreds of people, families from all over the place doing photo sessions. My work life was incredibly social. We also had an absolutely rip-roaring social life when it comes to our friends, their children, birthday parties, you name it. Our family was always doing something. So I really found myself missing that kind of connection and that sort of extroverted part of my personality. Now, I have a history of anxiety and depression. If you are brand new here, I don't talk about it too much, but why you need to know that right now is to know that putting someone like me in a position where I should stay home more than usual and I should not do social activities and whatnot, I conform to a hermit introvert life very, very easily. And it's very easy for me to just kind of lock myself in my house, make it like a cave. I don't want to leave. I fall into that really easily. So I've had to really work on getting myself out of it. I'm kind of talking in circles. I promise by the end of this, you'll know what I mean. This is terrible. So in an effort to stay communicative and to stay social with some of the people that are important to me in my life, I've been kind of forcing myself to check in, make the phone call, send the text, say, hey, how's it going? Do some extracurricular stuff in the Facebook arena. Like, let me give you an example. I am on social media all day, every day. It is a huge part of my side job, which is Ketoginja. But that being said, it gets really redundant for me to constantly be talking about, hearing about, reading about keto. So I was like, okay, Amanda, you have other interests outside of keto and outside of photography. What is something that makes you feel really good? For me personally, gifting is my love language. I love to surprise people with little gifts and little cards in the mailbox or a balloon on the door that I was thinking about you. That's just something that makes me feel really happy. So one of my girlfriends from childhood invited me into this really cool Facebook group. It's like an anonymous gifting Facebook group. So it's basically just this tiny group of girls that share their Amazon wish list, and we send each other little tiny trinket surprises in the mail. It sounds really silly, but I can't tell you how many times my day has been made because someone was thinking about me and I opened my mailbox and there it is, and it's the, the $2 chapstick that was on my wish list. And it's just something really small, not big monetary amounts, but it's a way to just say, hey, you're doing awesome and I'm thinking about you. So I've met a bunch of really cool people through that, and I've been sending little surprises their way, and that's been a way for me to fulfill kind of that social need that I have. I can't believe I'm even saying this. The social need that I have for things like birthday parties and get-togethers and celebrations. I just need that. That's the kind of person I am. If you don't need that, that is also totally cool. You can either start your own little gifting group, or maybe you're really into dogs and there's a really great group of dog people. Maybe you're really into figure skating. Whatever it is that you are into, there is a community on social media that's going to welcome you in and eat you up and fill your cup and make you feel really great, and introduce you to some new friends that you probably wouldn't have met otherwise. So go outside of your usual. If you spend the most time ever on one particular venue on social media, like keto or momming or whatever it is, think about your other interests and delve into some of those groups. You're gonna be amazed at what that does for you. It just gets you to kind of turn on your axis a little bit, and it's been great for me. Craving sanctuary is another huge one for me. Having a place in my own home that I can go and close the door or sit in a corner for 30 seconds and just collect myself. It's a space that makes me feel really happy. For the longest time, it was my living room, and now it is my bedroom. As you can see, we finally finished painting. It's this gorgeous, like purpley mauve color. I went crazy in my bedroom over the last few months, just organizing things and throwing things away and making it a grown-up space that I cherish. Now, don't get it twisted. My kids are still in and out of here like crazy, just like they were before, but I make a super strong effort that this room is somewhat tidy and organized, and I've got all my little girly tchotchkes and cosmetics and all of the things that I love that make me feel really happy all in one place. So When my husband is home, there's definitely times where I need to go take a mom minute, and I'll take 10 minutes and I'll come in here in my room and just take a second. I take a breather, I look around at how beautiful it is and how happy it makes me. It didn't take a lot of money either, you guys. For you, if you are on a super tight budget, that might mean rearranging your bedroom or rearranging a space in your living room, maybe pulling out an old can of paint from the garage and splashing it on one wall, maybe printing out some photos and framing them and hanging them. There are so many different ways for you to create a space that feels like a sanctuary for you. Even like on the rearranging furniture tip, maybe move around some of your artwork and some of your photos in the house. Bring some stuff from the living room that you really cherish into the space in your bedroom. Maybe it's your bathroom that you're gonna make your sanctuary. It doesn't matter if it is one chair at a kitchen table that has things that you like. Create a space in your space that makes you feel hugged. Do that, because it's changed my life and I really truly needed to do it. It will be good for you. If you are craving sanctuary, create some in your home. Maybe you're craving self-care. Self-care is something that I've had to learn to love. When my children were very small, I was definitely the mom that fell into the whole, I'm actually still kind of like this, where I put my family first and their needs, wants, desires, happiness, everything comes before mine. And in the last couple of years, I've had to really kind of take the wheel and remind myself that doing things for myself that make me feel treasured are just as important as doing the things for my loved ones. You can't pour from an empty cup, and I know that's super trite, but it's true. If I'm feeling like a, tired, depressed, everything sucks kind of person, like that's reflected in everything that I do. But if I take 30 seconds to throw on some tinted moisturizer, maybe I wear a dress instead of the hoodie that has like a coffee stain on it from 6 years ago, I feel better, which makes everyone around me feel better. So whatever self-care is for you. Since coronavirus, I have not been to a salon. I have not been to a spa. I'm trying to do all of my self-care at home. So little mini facial treatments. Throw on a mask while you watch TV. Sit down on the floor and paint your toenails. Like, do something extra for yourself that feels like self-care, and just be like, wear the crown, If I'm having a horrible day, this is too much information. If I'm having a horrible day and I am feeling ugly and I'm feeling drained and I'm feeling empty, I wear my wedding veil. I am not kidding. I will be home all alone, all by myself, looking at myself in the mirror, wearing my wedding veil. Do you know why? Because that day I truly felt special and I truly felt like a princess. And sometimes throwing in the veil is a reminder, yeah, you are awesome. Do it. It's so great. See? I am not joking even in the slightest. I have been known to vacuum my whole house with my wedding veil in. It makes me feel happy, so I always keep it handy. Now listen, if you are not married, that's okay, because you can go to the dollar store and get a tiara or order a tiara on Amazon, and that will do the same thing, because pre-wedding veil, I would have done a tiara. Do it. Just do it. I love this for me. Isn't this just the... Yes, I know that's silly and it might make you feel silly, but you know what? Maybe you need to feel a little silly. Take a deep breath, remind yourself that you are doing the absolute best that you can for yourself and for your family, but try putting yourself a little higher in command. I'm telling you, those kids, if you normally give them dinner at 6:15 and you're stressing about that timeline, they're not gonna die if you give them dinner at 6:30 and you took 15 minutes to take a super hot shower and shave your damn legs. So just go and do it. Whatever makes you feel great, whatever it is that you're craving. If you're craving an adventure, read a book, watch a really cool documentary about a place you've never been. Try and comb through life to find your own self-care skincare and to fill all of those cravings that you may have. You're gonna be amazed at what you have to work with right at your fingertips, right in your home, right now. So I hope this kind of sends you in the direction to care for yourself today and always. I love you guys so much. Thank you as always for being here with me. You guys are such a huge part of our journey and our family story, and we can't thank you enough for being a part of it. Have an absolutely amazing day, and I will see you guys super soon. Let's go clean.